What is up, everybody? We're back. Haven't posted one of these in a while, and I need a haircut. But I thought I would make a video because I'm on a walk. Also, my voice has been cracking a lot lately, so bear with me. Also, I'm probably gonna get weird looks from my neighbors for holding this camera in front of me the whole time. But I thought I would make my fingers in the shot. I guess I could hold it like this. No. So I get a lot of questions, like for advice, people asking for advice. Sometimes it's like music advice, like they want to know, like they want music industry advice, or they want life advice. Wait, hold on. I had to turn off some stuff on my phone. Sorry. Ooh, sprinklers are on next to me. I sound like the dog from Up. Just like distracted by everything. Is it the dog or is it something else? I can't remember. And so I just wanted to give some advice because I always go for walks and like I give myself advice because that's how I got here. This is how I got where I am. I just constantly give myself advice because I'm a big proponent in you actually have access to a large amount of, ooh, look at that sun. There I am with the dog again. I'm just like, squirrel. A side note, my dad was actually talking to squirrels when I left my house. I'm just walking by some people now. They're probably staring at me. I walked by my house because this is like my second lap around the block, and my dad was like, "Hey, I've been talking to squirrels," and I was like, "You what?" And he was like, "Yeah," and then he just like goes up to a tree and he's like, makes a squirrel noise, and I'm just like, "Dad, what are you doing?" But it was kind of funny, and the squirrel was like looking at him or whatever. So anyways, I got sidetracked. Now we're 2 minutes and I haven't given any advice yet. Okay, so the advice. Hi there. Doing well, how about you? I'm just talking to my neighbor. LOL. There's gonna be a lot of that in this video. Okay, so back to the advice. 3 minutes in now. Okay, so advice I would give someone, like what I wish I knew earlier. If I could give someone one piece of advice, it would be, and this is you're not gonna like this maybe, or maybe you will, I don't know. It would be to let go, okay? Let go. I read a book 2 or 3 years ago by Richard Hawkins. He's a popular spiritual author, and the book is called Letting Go. And I read this book in a very low place in my life. And Dr. Hawkins talked about how the highest spiritual teaching is letting go. And it's true. If you look at a lot of, spiritual masters like the Buddha and Jesus and, other people like that, a lot of them do talk about letting go, especially Buddha. And what does it mean to let go? A lot of people think if you let go, well, if I let go of whatever, well, first, what do I mean by let go? Okay, what I mean is, anything, idea, whether it is about yourself or some sort. Okay, this is going to be very esoteric, so maybe the world's not prepared for this. Most of us live in the world. Well, we all live in the world, but the way we live in the world is we see something outside of ourselves. Maybe it's like a shiny car or a job or a person, and we want that thing. Something, we all want something. It's like a better car, like I just said, like a car, house, job, whatever, person. A lot of people want a person. They want someone to come into their lives and fix their lives for them. When a lot of us, so there's things we want. So part of letting go is letting go of wanting those things. Okay, I'm not making very much sense here. This is gonna be a long video because I'm gonna have to re-explain myself, because I know everyone's watching this and be like, Anson, you're not making any sense. Okay, so basically, let me start over. Let me say this. The more you need something in life, the less easy it is to get. Because the more you need something, the more you feel like, I must have this in order to be complete, to feel good. Everything you do in search of that thing becomes tinged with this palpable anxiety, right? Like if you need, let's say you need a job to pay your rent, which actually a lot of people do, and this is a common situation. If you need a job to pay your rent, you're gonna be stressed out, right? Like every job interview, because you gotta get this job, right? You gotta get it to make ends meet. So there's a lot of anxiety there, and you can never perform your best when you have a lot of anxiety. Obviously, we all know that, and your boy knows about anxiety. Trust me, trust me. So that's an example, right? So like, for example, I'm gonna relate this to music, for example. The more you need to make it in the music industry, for example, the less likely you actually are to make it. And that's, you could actually find some examples where that's not true, because, there's a car coming up. They're probably looking at me funny. There are certain people who have this thirst to succeed. In fact, actually, there's probably most people that really make it in the music. This is great. I'm just actually giving I'm like, here's what you need to do, and then immediately illustrating why it's not true. But yeah, where was I? Okay, so it's just been let me just say this. It's been my experience in my own journey, my own musical journey, that the more I feel like I need to succeed, whether it be in music or when I was trying to get a job as a software engineer, or when I was trying to get good grades in school, the more I felt like I needed that, the less, first of all, the less good it felt. I didn't like it. I don't like feeling like I need this thing to be okay, to tie my happiness to this thing. And also, you get worse results. Every time you get worse results. And you can say, oh, but you need that to do your best. And that's not true. It's not true at all. In fact, you will do much better work if you're outcome independent, if you don't care. For example, if I make a song and I don't care if it goes to number 1 or if it gets 3 streams and 2 of them were my grandma and 1 of them was me. But actually, it would be 3 from me, actually, because I don't think my grandma actually listens to my music. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you need to let go, which gets us into a deeper point, actually. 8 minutes into the video, I'm actually going to hammer in on something relatively useful. And that is this idea. So what does it mean to need something, right? What does it mean to need something? It means, my voice keeps cracking. It means if you don't have the thing, you're not okay, right? You feel like there's something missing in your life. And you see this a lot, actually. A lot of you see sort of celebrities sort of spiral out of control because they're not famous anymore. Or whatever it might be. Or you've probably seen this in your own life. I know I've seen it in my life. It's like if you have a person that you feel like you need and they go away and you feel like, you feel afraid or you're not enough or I don't know. We have this way of attaching our identities to things, and we say, if this doesn't happen, then I'm not okay. If this person doesn't like me, then I'm not okay. If this, whatever it might be. But that's what needing means. It means in my mind, I have set up a scenario where this thing must conform to my mental picture of reality, or I will be unhappy, distressed, fearful, sad, whatever, right? So, but immediately you can see that that's actually not a very good way to live your life, is it? Because the world keeps going, right? Like the world doesn't really care. Well, actually, this is a different subject. I could talk about law of attraction if I want, or like manifestation and stuff like that. But let's just say the world actually, it doesn't matter. I might not get my way. You know what I mean? You might not get your way. And so, in fact, most people don't get their way any of the time. So the key, in fact, well, actually, okay, that's not true. It's not to say that you won't get your way. It's not to say that you won't get your way, because you might get your way. In fact, I'm actually a firm believer that you will get your way if you establish what you want and then you're okay with not getting it. Okay? Because this is where most people don't understand where they drop the ball, okay? This is the secret sauce. I'm gonna give you the secret sauce right here. Super secret sauce. You're not gonna want to miss this. So go ahead and get a pencil and a pen. So the secret sauce is to know what you want and move towards it, but not to need it. You can't need the thing you want, okay? You can't need it. You can't say, well, I want this person to date me. Imagine this. Imagine someone wants to date you. And you see this all the time. This is like 80% of relationships. Imagine someone wants to date you. There's two people that want to date you, and you like them both equally, okay? You like them both equally. They're both fine as hell. Really great personalities. Both of their parents have boats that they said that you could go use whenever you want. It's looking good, trust me. Both of these people are fine specimens for you to date. Now, one of the people seems interested, but not overly interested. And it seems like if you didn't reciprocate, they would be okay. Now, the other person seems like, oh, this is a long video, man. 12 minutes. So the other person, remember, great person. They have a boat. They're very fine too. Very fine. Very good looking. The other person is very needy, right? Like, they're always hitting you up, and when you don't respond, they're mad, or they're clingy. You know what I mean? And they're like, they need you. And they always want to hang out. Which one is more attractive? Is it the person that's always grabbing at you and saying, I need you? Or is it the person that is open and wants you but doesn't need you? Answer, it's the person that wants you but doesn't need you, right? So you can see this. You can see the most attractive thing in the world is being okay regardless of external circumstance, because that's what the other person is doing, right? Like, they're saying, I don't need you to be happy. And that's a very elevated state of being. That's a very it's a very confident state of being. So anyways, how does that relate to letting go? So you could say that person, the one that's not needy, is letting go of their need for you, right? 8 minutes later, I finally tie it back to letting go. That person has let go of their need for you. And in that way, they have just made themselves instantly more attractive to you. Now, the same thing can be said for anything in life that you are chasing after, right? And this whole analogy actually is only based on goals right now. I'm only talking about goals. But letting go is actually a much deeper topic, because there are, for example, feelings that need to be let go of, beliefs that need to be let go of, and maybe we'll get into that later. Man, my voice is cracking hella today. Hella cracking. There's hella cars driving by. I'm sure they all think I'm just the weirdest dude ever, because I don't usually do. Oh, what's up? They wanted to be in the vlog. Scared the hell out of me. Threw off my train of thought. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, we're talking about letting go. Okay, so letting go. So for example, for me, one of my goals is to become like, a big musician. And I realized very early on that it's going to be much easier for me to achieve that goal if I'm not really tied up in it. If I can let go of needing to be that, right? Like I don't want to make music and do things with a need to be famous. I want to do it because I like it. And so in that way, letting go is critical. Now, so I guess I would say, first of all, if you have some sort of, whatever it is, if it's a person, if it's a thing, it's okay to want it, but don't need it. Don't need it, because this is a sort of deeper truth, but you don't actually need anything. I mean, obviously you need some things like shelter and water and food, whatever. There's very few things that you actually need. And real satisfaction in life actually comes from really, really understanding that. And sometimes you actually have to get to a place where you get the things you want and you realize like it didn't bring me as much satisfaction as I thought it would, to actually let go. So that's one thing. Okay, let's talk about, I'm going up a hill. It's getting a little, I'm losing my breath. Actually, I'm not losing my breath. Well, kind of am. So let's talk about letting go. Well, actually, the video is already 16 minutes long. Maybe I should cut it off there. So yeah, I would say let go. Boom. Big video today, nice and juicy. So smash like, share the video, and stream my music. Please stream my music. Your boy has to eat somehow. If you watched all the way to the end of this, you are a legend. You are elite if you watched all the way to the end of this. I do not know why you watched all the way to the end of this, because I was really rambling. Super rambling, but let me know if you want me to do more videos like this. And I love you guys, of course. So be cool. Take care.